John Smoltz, dressed in team colors, school colors. He's spartied out here. He's got his Michigan State hat, jacket, shirt, and a Michigan State baseball glove here. Is this an NCAA violation here, John, with all this swag you got?
I'm not sure. I actually got one more thing. I thought I was going to get a round of golf in after here.
Yeah.
And so I brought my golf bag. It just happens.
You got a Michigan State golf bag?
Happens to be a Michigan State golf bag. I don't know what's going on.
That's nice here. Nice.
I tell you, the other thing that I was most disappointed when I found out I was going to get to come in is I looked for a hair model.
You did?
Well, because I wanted to have MSU in my head, and I couldn't. I went to go actually see if they could do that, and they laughed at me. So,
did you get an honorary degree from Michigan State?
Not yet.
Why not?
Well, I still have aspirations of going back and playing a little basketball.
Oh,
I got 4.
You got 4 years of eligibility.
I got 4 years of eligibility, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Well, we're glad to have you in here, and your brackets. You got all 4 Final Four teams.
That's good, right?
Do you have Michigan State advancing?
I got all 4 Final Four teams.
Yes. How far is Michigan State going after this?
That's where I want to be wrong.
So Michigan State loses to Duke.
Well, on paper, but
Okay, if you
am I winning?
McLevin, is Johnny winning?
He is winning. If Wisconsin wins, John wins the whole thing. If Kentucky wins, Darius Rucker is right in the mix, ironically.
Wow.
Very nice.
Would you rather, if I said you could win the brackets, or Michigan State wins it all?
Oh, Michigan State wins
Not
it
even
all.
close?
Not even close.
Okay. Our poll question, by the way, would you rather be John Smoltz or Darius Rucker? You want to vote on that?
Yeah.
Who do you want to be?
I'd rather be Darius Rucker.
Really?
I mean, I played the accordion. I got musical skills. But, I mean, it lasts longer.
Do we have an accordion around here? See if you can find an accordion here. See if Johnny can crank some out. The beer barrel polka.
Yeah, roll out the barrel.
Were you angry at your parents that they made you play the accordion?
No, but because I was 4. So when I got to 7 and I could realize a few things.
Did you ever play the accordion in the Braves clubhouse?
No, I have not played it since I was 7 years old, but
well, it's like a bike. You just pick it up. And
absolutely,
you should be good.
And you can go around the corner and get them at any place. No, it's a dying art, But it's I mean, the guitar, the accordion, kind of similar.
I don't think you can pick up chicks with an accordion, though,
No.
Johnny.
No, the guitar has a lot of more advantages.
He's a Hall of Famer, Major League Baseball Network analyst, John, part of MLB Network. 17 hours of live opening day coverage, which begins Monday at 9 a.m. The matchup you're looking for to seeing the most is what on opening day?
On opening day, I really am intrigued with Lester and Wainwright. I just think with the Cubs trying to become as relevant as possible, trying to break that 100 years, and just really, I mean, that's a great rivalry that hasn't been a great rivalry for a while. I think that Lester coming over to the Cubs just kind of, I know it's one game, but I think that'd be pretty cool just to see.
Are expectations too high for the Cubs?
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, if I'm over there, I want them high anyways. I mean, yeah, they're a little bit too high. They're probably in sports. We all want everything instant anyway, so they put together this great group of young talent. It's hard to put young talent together and assume that they could win right away, but they've also mixed in some veterans, and that's kind of the blend that the Braves of the old started, and that's when we went on a run.
Was Wrigley fun to pitch in?
When you walked outside and you saw the flag, you either had a sore arm or it was fun.
If that flag's blowing out?
Oh, my, it was no fun. No, it was BP. I always measured a park, because we used to take BP. So if it was easy to leave,
you mean good. Easy for you to leave the yard?
Yeah, if you're hitting it on Waveland Avenue,
it's
like, man. But people think it blows out a lot more than it does. It really doesn't. It blows in more than it blows out, but you see a lot of those big scores, and you assume that it happens more.
Did Sosa get you there?
No. When I thought he got me, it was the playoffs. I was pitching in relief, and that was right before I went in under elbow surgery, and I remember, Bobby coming out and say, "You're done." And I said, "Yeah, I'm done, but I'm a big enough man to throw this last pitch." First and third, we're up 2, Sosa's up, and I literally couldn't throw any more sliders. I said, "I'm a big enough man to throw a fastball and see what happens." And I threw a fastball, and he did the hop. And I just put my head down. I'm like, we lost because we needed to win to come to force a Game 5 at home, and we caught it, in center field.
But you talked your way into having one more pitch?
Yeah, I mean, that was a point where I knew,
And your elbow's torn?
what ended up happening was I had a hole in my tendon. I didn't know it. This was after Tommy John, and I kept getting tendonitis, and I didn't know what the deal was. And I was pitching with, medicine to get through, and next thing you know, I go under, and what they found was pretty interesting. But yeah, I was I didn't have anything left at that point.
Wait, do you get shot up?
Painkillers and Novocaine is the only way. I mean, you take. At that point, I decided not to do anything. Like I couldn't take it, and which was a mistake because I could feel everything at that point. But I knew something was wrong, and so in the off season, they went in for exploratory surgery, and that's when they found a hole in the tendon and the scarring and everything. And literally after that, I didn't have any problems. It was amazing.
Your last appearance, and you made an impact on people, and I said it was must-listen radio because you're saying you're going to be the last guy to get into the Hall of Fame who's had Tommy John surgery, and people are like, wait a minute here. There's a lot of young pitchers. Adam Wainwright had, I don't know if he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but
he would be the guy.
Yeah.
Because the reason I've said that is I hope I'm wrong, but the trends and everything that we're following, and we just think it's no big deal. I can't imagine being a parent if I had a son in this day and age and thinking, oh, yeah, 13, go get a Tommy John, they'll be fine. We're having more and more repeats. I mean, this is 2 and 3 times now guys are having it.
And they're getting younger and younger.
Yeah, and to me, we're acquiring that information. There's nothing that says I'm going to be right, but the data, of course, of how long do you pitch after one Tommy John before you have your second. Because it used to be guys were having it later in their career. It was to save their career, not to get it started. So I'm concerned about that because the arms are so good and the stuff is so good. So, yeah, you bring up a good point. Adam Wainwright is at that cusp of he's got those years left ahead of him where he has been able, and you see he's had another issue that he dealt with and looks like he's healthy again. But he's a bulldog. He's a warrior. He comes back. I think he's on the edge of not an old-time baseball player, but in the new age, he doesn't listen to those theories that exist today. He wants to pitch 240, 250 innings.
But do we baby these pitchers?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not really their fault, but training has become too specialized. We've talked to them like they're glass. They're about to break. We used to look, and baseball used to have a resume of a guy pitched 200 innings 7 years in a row. That was his resume. It was like, you can count on that. That is a guy you want.
Yeah.
So if that guy became a free agent, he was sought after. Today, if a guy's like that, it's like, uh-oh, too much mileage. Let's go with the other guy. Yeah. And I think that's a shame because I really think it hurt Shields a little bit. I really did. Here's a guy who has changed organizations everywhere he's gone. All he does is pitch innings. Yeah, his last debut in the playoffs probably wasn't his best, but this is a guy. If Felix Hernandez becomes a free agent, that'll be the number one everyone says. 2,000 innings already.
Too much mileage.
Too much mileage. It's a resume. It's what your back of your card should say.
But you also say that it used to be that you know how to pitch.
Yeah.
If you had that total of innings, it's like that guy knows how to pitch. You can't get there accidentally.
Right.
And now we look at it and say, well, that's a negative, a deterrent there. I always thought that the Yankees with Jabba Chamberlain never taught him or let him teach himself how to get out of trouble, too, because he'd get in there and all of a sudden they go, 10 pitches, come on out. Well, he never learned how to.
And that was an identity crisis. Reliever, starter, reliever. Yeah. He never got a chance to fit into what he thought he was going to be. And I say that for a lot of guys in the minor leagues, they're not given enough chance to see what kind of pitcher they can be. Pitch limits, they can't get out of trouble because they don't allowed to get out of trouble, and they can't pitch a lot of innings. So, I hope it fixes itself. I really do, because I care about the game and certainly the young, phenomenal arms that are out there. And now we're going to watch and track it. And I just feel like we got a defeated attitude, and we're treating them in such kitten gloves that they don't have a choice but to follow the protocol.
Can you hang around for a little bit here?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Johnny Smoltz here, Hall of Famer, part of MLB Network.